I clutched my daughter's hand while looking at the mushroom cloud. She squeezed back. Looking into her emerald eyes, I saw reflected golden fields waving in the wind, and in the distance, the encroaching wall. She looked back. I couldn't hold her gaze. "How long do you think we have, Dad?" she asked. "By the looks of it, 5 minutes," I replied. "And there's definitely nowhere to go?" she pleaded. Her appeal was a chisel to my heart. After gulping back a tear, I drew a shaky breath and whispered, "No." Every surrounding town had already succumbed to Mother Nature's solution. I had brought Lorna to the only place I could, but even in our desperate escape, I already knew that we were the final square on the board that had been checkmated by the Queen. We held on to one another as the first few spores drifted down upon us. We breathed them in, and it wasn't long before we were choking. It wasn't long after that when we stopped, having blacked out. I remember dreams of Alice in Wonderland, although I cannot recall what they were. I was left with a sense of wickedness and hatred mixed with the beautiful wonder and one horrific image. That of a world filled with wriggling human forms coated in a mossy substance. That's when I awoke. I couldn't see. My eyes felt like they'd been crusted shut as if I had conjunctivitis. I could barely breathe. I could feel that my shallow breaths were circulating around some growth in my lungs. I could hear, but only what seemed like winter's silencing soft snowfall. I felt warmth and humidity. I couldn't move, but struggled to. With tremendous effort, I blinked, but it took many blinks to free my eyelids. When I did, the first thing I noticed was white string everywhere. This was Mycelium, the web-like living organism that took over our planet. This was Mother Nature's way to balance everything again. I was woven through and through with it, and I knew that the reason I couldn't breathe was because of the fruiting mushrooms growing in my lungs. The fact that I was conscious at all was a miracle. My eyes focused and I could make out the form in front of me. My heart pounded and my shallow breathing became ragged as I recognized Lorna. I could see her, but my view was clouded. I shuddered as I tried to scream, but ended up wheezing weakly. Her emerald eyes were now milky blue. Time passed in an odd way that I can't describe, but during this time I cursed God, the fates, the mushroom, and anyone else I could think of for allowing me to live through this. The only thing I wanted was to fade into black and not be forced to stare into my dead daughter's eyes. I wanted to throw up when a single cap exploded from her pupil.